Bit of a normal practice week with finals being over?
Yeah, it is. It is. We've had 2 good days of practice. Good to be back in the gym and guys focused on this opportunity that we have tomorrow evening against a really good basketball team.
I was going to ask, they're 11-1. It's what makes them good. They're kind of up there in the net rankings too. What do you like?
Yeah, first and foremost, they can really score. They're averaging about 87 a game. They shoot the basketball well from three. They play 4 guards that can all dribble, pass, and shoot. Their 5s play off of those 4 guards. They put a lot of pressure on you in transition in the half court with their ability to drive and make shots. Do a really good job of sharing the basketball. Defensively, they're averaging about 10 steals a game. Enforcing about 18 turnovers. So they really do a good job of getting you out of rhythm and getting in transition and getting easy baskets. They cut really, really hard. They have really good spacing, and they allow their players to make plays.
When you're scouting them and you're looking over film, are you looking over their more recent stuff, or are you looking at when they're playing teams that are like DePaul, who's a Power 6 team, or even San Francisco, who's a little bit higher class than the rest of their opponents?
I look at everything. Obviously, I watched the San Francisco game because it's the only game they lost, so I wanted to see maybe what they did. But watch a little bit of everything. Try to figure out tendencies and maybe some of the things they're running more frequently. What are the tendencies of each individual player? Just trying to find little things that we think that can help us.
What does an opponent that uses 4 guards, what does that do to your game plan?
We have to sit down and guard. I mean, we're going to play some teams in our league that can go out with 4 guards and play, and put the ball on the floor and shoot it and drive it. So for us, it doesn't change much. It just, what we want to do with our ball screens, how we want to defend each guy, really trying to get our guys to know the strengths of each individual player for IPFW and to try to do some things to take those strengths away.
Is this the best mid-major team you think you guys will play this year?
We'll see. When we play them, we'll have a better feel. I thought Canisius was really good. But, again, once we see, certainly with their record, they have the best record of anyone that we've played. And I think they're a really, really good basketball team and watching them.
Will you be sticking with the same starting lineup?
Yeah. Right now.
Right now.
The long season, right?
Yeah.
How do you think, or how have Zach and Fetty been practicing?
Terrific.
Since then?
They've been good. I thought they had really good second halves, really strong second halves. We tried to highlight that on Monday when we got back together, and they've been really good in practice these 2 days.
Has the team progressed to your satisfaction after 11 games?
I think we have. I like where we are. Certainly would not like to have 3 losses. Felt like we had an opportunity in those 3 games, to win each basketball game. But I like where we are. I still think we have a high ceiling, and we're going to do everything we can to try to reach it.
What's the one thing you'd like to see the team do better in the second half of it after the new year?
Just to be more consistent, to be more consistent on both sides of the basketball. Defensively, to talk more. To guard the basketball better, to understand game plan and scouting report, to really be locked in even more. Not that we haven't been, but to take it to another level there. Offensively, to be stronger with the basketball, to make sure we share it, and to make sure we really, really execute. And for individual guys to be more consistent, where we don't necessarily have to yell at somebody to get them to go, where it just becomes habit. And that's what we're learning. We have some guys that are new to this level, whether or not they're freshmen, they're new at this level, and it requires a little bit more. And so, for that learning curve to speed up a little bit more, where we don't have to keep repeating the same things over and over.
They seem to huddle up after almost every break in the action. How can they talk more?
It's on the court. It's live action. We do a great job of talking in the locker room. And if you walked out there right now, you'll hear them talking and laughing and a lot of communication. But when you start playing and it's 5-on-5 and you're out there in real live action, at times we have a tendency to be quiet. You're not talking, especially on defense. And when you're not talking, you're not connected. There's no way you can be connected. And so some of the mistakes that we've made have come from our lack of communication at times, and we need to be really, really good at that all the time.
Just looking ahead after this one, I mean, you guys are going to be playing some really good guards in the start of your ACC schedule. Is it kind of a benefit that you're playing a really good backcourt here that kind of maybe gets you guys ready to face better guard play later on?
Yeah, I think all of the games, man, that you have are great benefit in preparation for league play. Once we get there, we know that we're going to be playing against outstanding players across the board, really at every position. That's what high major basketball is. And all these teams in our league are good. They're capable. They have good players. They're good coaches. And so certainly playing against a team with 4 guards that average double figures, that play with great freedom, great pace, great speed, great confidence, it certainly will help us for every team that we play in our league.
How much of a break will the guys get after tomorrow night?
Yeah, they'll be off. We'll be back the 26th. We'll practice again the day after Christmas.
A lot of them will go home.
Yeah, I think all of them. Obviously, the twins aren't. Their mom is here.
Oh, okay.
Federico will go with some family in Oklahoma. Papa will go with host family in Connecticut. Twins' mom is here, so they'll be there. Yep.
Did you learn anything about your team over these first 11 games that you maybe didn't know before the season started?
Yeah. I mean, are we going to be resilient? Are we going to get off the mat? When we lost to Florida, I thought we got off the mat. When we lost those 2 games in a row to Missouri and to Clemson, to get back up and to go to West Virginia and win. And so there's a resilience that's there that you don't know. You hope that it's there, but you don't know until you go through some adversity, until you go through something. We've rebounded the basketball better than I thought we would. That was something I was really concerned about. I'm still concerned about it, but for the most part, we've done a pretty good job there. We need to continue to do a high-level job in that area. But I would say those are the things.
You seem to have 2 very good point guards. Has Jalen earned more playing time, not just a point guard, but maybe somewhere?
Yeah, he's playing really well. I've been really pleased over the past couple of weeks. I think he's starting to get it, the speed of it. He's been really good in practice, really good in the games. We knew that he was a really good player when we recruited him, and we're starting to see that on a more consistent basis now.
Coach, I mean, you guys have been really excellent in these past 3 games in the second half. How do you try to make sure those first halves are a bit better, like starting off a little bit better than you have?
Well, one of the things that's encouraging is that for the first time in a while, we closed the half out really well against South Carolina State. We took it was a 6-point lead, 26-20, with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and we went into the half 36-20, and so that was good. That's something that had been really troubling us. And so if we can just add that part, to consistently finish halves on a high level, and then to come out in the second half and get going, that's really been our Achilles heel, was how we finished halves. And so hopefully with doing it last game, we can become more consistently trending in the right direction.
I know you haven't been looking at the ACC teams much, but you had a couple breaks here. Have you been able to see what kind of teams are in the ACC this year?
I honestly haven't seen a lot. I've seen Virginia because they played Florida, so I saw them. I've seen bits and pieces of some games, of some other teams, not a full game, not even a half, but I've watched some segments of, other teams when we're not playing and I'm not with my family. Just if the games are on, if I'm home with my family, I don't really watch because only my son wants to watch. My girls don't, my wife doesn't. But I haven't really seen much.
Is that something you encourage your players to do? Like, hey, there's a really good game on. We might run into this team. You guys should watch it if you have some free time.
I want them. No, I don't encourage. I think they do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they do, but they should be college students too.
Yeah.
They should enjoy college and certainly not doing anything that's going to get in the way of academics and basketball, but if they want to watch it, yeah. If they want to hang out with friends or do something else or whatever, they should do that too.
Coach, I mean, obviously it sounds a little cliche when people say this is like the last non-conference game is like the end, like the start of a new season. Do you see it as that, or do you think that you've already been played like Clemson and Missouri and Florida, so you're already ready for the
No, I mean, this is the last part. I look at it, this is the last part of this segment, this part of our schedule. The last non-conference game, the last game before Christmas, where we get a little bit of a break. So we want to finish strong. One of the things we try to talk to our guys about in everything that you do, finish strong and finish the right way. So again, we know we're playing an outstanding team, a team that's incredibly confident, and it's going to require a high-level effort from us on both sides of the basketball, but especially mentally, with our concentration and understanding of scout and personnel and being able to execute that at a high level. And then after tomorrow, we'll take a break. We'll go home and spend the holidays with our families, and then we'll reconvene on the 26th, and we'll start talking about the second part of our season, which is going to be all conference. Once we get back, it's all conference games, and focus on them once at a time.
Do you guys do anything as a team for the holidays? Holiday party or anything?
No, we don't do that.
No?
Again, I've tried since I've been a head coach. I really, as much as we can, want them to be with their families over, this holiday, especially this holiday. College basketball, man, it's the only sport that spans 2 semesters. These guys really don't get a break. Most students, regular students, you get a fall break, you get a Christmas break, you get a break for Thanksgiving where you get to go home. You get a spring break. We hope we don't get spring break. We did the first 4 years here. That sucked. But anytime, especially over this holiday, I think this holiday really is about family and trying to get them home with their families where they can do that. So that's the celebration that we do.
Now that you've made some alterations to your starting lineup, you have 9 guys who have pretty significant minutes. Are you encouraged by the depth, and you can go a little deeper into your bench now?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I think Mike Hewitt can be a 10th guy for us as well. I've been pleased with how he's progressed in practice, and he came in the game the other day and played really well. But I love my team. I do. I love them. I love being around them. Like I've said over and over, they want to be really good. We, for the most part, they have great attitudes and the right attitude in practice about trying to get better. And at times we're young and a little bit immature at times, but we have a great leader in Blake that's able to help get it back. And I like where we are, and I like where we're hopefully going.